Sheehan?
So this is what I'm hearing with regard to you're wanting to give the police officers the right to exclude the public and the media. I think what you're not hearing is that the statute says if a police officer is, as Commissioner Levinson just pointed out, is sued for acts done in the performance of his duty. Now, maybe those acts didn't happen. Maybe the complaint is totally false. Maybe the complaint is totally wrong. But if the piece of paper, if the charging document says you did these acts, these are the you did these things, there's no need for the officer to come in and say, but what I'm thinking, this is I think the intellectual difference. You're thinking we have to get to the bottom of this. Did he do these things? Did he do them in the performance of his duty? Is this what he should? Was he ordered to do this? I think what Commissioner Levinson is pointing out is, if the paper says it, the officer gets it, and there's actually no need for the officer to come and to testify or to say anything. It's like a DEC action, a declaration action in insurance law.
Commissioner Sheehan,
Yeah.
respectfully, I have thought about that.
Okay.
And basically what you're doing is you are giving to plaintiff's counsel the power to decide whether to provide legal representation to a police officer. Because I have seen it recently, and I know exactly what they are doing, and all they have to do is to say that this officer was acting, was acting in their official capacity as a police officer. Why
No,
go
no, no,
any
no.
farther? No, I'm telling you, I have seen that in the complaints, and I know exactly that's what they're doing. So if you just look at the face, and there's an allegation that they are acting in their official capacity as, well, in the performance of their duty as a police officer, right? That's all they have to do is listen to this discussion.
Then-
And based on that position, you will 100%
Okay.
be having the city defend these officers. And I'm sorry, the example he gave was very far right. I mean,
Sure.
rape is the absolute worst. But there are times when an officer may allegedly be doing something that is in what they're supposed to do, you know, like making an arrest, and then all of a sudden it goes from making an arrest to bam, 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 and the person's dead. Now, tell me, is that in the performance of the duty?
Of course, if he's making an arrest, yes, of course it is.
So therefore, that person, that officer, has manually beaten a person to death.
Yes.
That's in the
Yes,
statute-
absolutely.
the-
That's
the
it.
statute-
If it's in the performance of his duty, he can do his duty poorly, wrongly,
The statute on
illegally.
its face.
Excuse me, we have discussion on this on my right-hand side here. So you're done, so you have a comment. After that, I'm going to call a short recess, and we'll come back and call for the vote.
Yeah, so I hear you on your concern, and I actually had that same concern, that an attorney, in the manner in which he or she chose to draft an indictment or a criminal complaint, would control whether a police officer would receive legal counsel under the statute. I thought of that as well. And so, don't you think, however, that this commission would have to look for facts that are alleged in the charging document and not just conclusions such as the one you gave, you know? So, for example, if there was an indictment saying this officer was home, it was the middle of the night, he beat his wife, they're intimate partners, he's guilty of abuse of family and household member. Oh, and it was done in the course and scope of his employment. Don't you think that this commission would have to examine the factual allegations as opposed to broad conclusory statements?
Okay, one more answer, and then we'll call. I'm going to call for the vote. I think we've had enough discussion on the issue. You going to answer that question?
No, I think